Alright, everyone, welcome to the 94.9 XCFL radio station. I'm here just to provide some background knowledge on what the series is in the beginning, and then we'll get into what I think of this team. We'll go a little bit in depth before a game at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. tonight. So, this is basically a 32-team connected online franchise CFM, so every owner on here is an owner created by somebody. We'll go over here. This is all the teams. It's basically a fantasy football league on crack. It's fantasy football mixed with Madden, pretty much. Not where you get points, but you build up your own team like you would in an offline franchise, but everyone's a real person. It's online CFM is what it is. It's 2019, if you couldn't tell by the top here. Let me switch the broadcast over to this screen. I've taken over the Bengals. I'm done my scouting. I'll show my training here in a minute. It is week 4 of the 2019 season. I have just been hired during week 3 as the old owner walked away. Concello. His name will pop up around here somewhere. And there's been some new stars risen to power. Our biggest addition to the team is Trenton Morgan. He is a rookie that we took in that the previous OGM took over in the beginning of the first round. Right outside linebacker, who's been a beast for us. He's definitely our future, along with this year's first round draft pick, which was made by the same coach. Mike Nix, who's like Nunez 2.0. Bengals fans wonder who that is. Or Munez. When his thing loads. Rookie, don't let the normal impact scare you. He's a beast. 92 strength, 78 run block, 84 pass block, 85 impact. He's gonna dominate in the near future. Out of Auburn. Those are our two newest additions, along with John Ross and Fontes Perfect, all progressing. Geno Atkins is digressing, so it might be time to move on. He's a free agent next year, so this is possibly his last season with us. I made a few moves, dropped a few people, nobody of any importance. One person I did pick up was Kincaid. Ivory Kincaid. He's basically this 1-year pro created player. That's his stats. And I brought in Millhouse, 3-year pro, Campbell University. Just brought him in for depth, pretty much, along this weak D-line. That's probably our biggest weekend. This is D-line, other than Atkins and Willis. Our defense is going to need some help. Our offense is pretty stacked, though. Terrell Pryor's now on the Bengals. That's the biggest move here. Joe Mixon is out hurt currently. Tyrod Taylor is our backup, but he might get some playing time. I'm trying to develop McCarron and possibly trade him. But now we'll get into the actual RP. This is basically a huge RP where articles are posted. I'll post a link to the website. Articles are posted. People make videos, podcasts, stuff like that. It's a creation league, which basically means all these news article. Every team is responsible for posting news articles and have their own Twitter feed. And there's a Twitter list. Basically, click on it. It'll just make it all very how do I say it? Like realistic. So now as we move on, it's week 4 and we are playing the Steelers. And they won the Super Bowl in the first season of this league in Madden 18. They're a pretty good team. Let me see if I can head over to them. He's also the commissioner. That's not what I wanted to show you. They're a good team, is what I'm saying. I'll pull up some stuff quickly. Well, I quickly put the link to this in the Discord. minute. Okay. We'll hop into training here after I go over what I want to go over first. So first we'll go over what happened last game. We played the Miami Dolphins, got beat pretty bad. Some garbage touchdown at the end, doesn't really matter. AJ McCarron, 16 for 2,370 yards and 1 interception. Giovanni Bernard, 12 rushes for 57 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble. Fontes Perfect, 5 tackles, 1 forced fumble in the first quarter there. Pretty simple. Simply just a bad game. Our run game really couldn't get going, even though we tried. Our O-line just didn't do too well, even with the addition of Nix there. It's something we're going to have to work on. We're going to try to be running more to the right side. I think it's just our stronger side, unless it's a sweep out to the left, because we do have Moses out there. He's pretty tough. Now we'll look at the overalls for our team. Cincinnati Bengals were 0-3 now. This is a bit outdated, apparently. Giving up 39 points a game. That will drop a little bit, as we gave up only 30 in that game. Our points will drop to pretty much in the bottom percent of everything. We only give up 93, but we have 150 in the other games, so it's tough. It'll go down. Now we'll go over some impact players here. One will be Geno Atkins, our beast of the defense. Aging, he's getting there. He's 31, out of Georgia University. Let's pull up his stuff right here. Yeah, he's just a beast. 91 power moves. His finesse moves need some work, but that's not really going to help him anymore. He's kind of past his prime. I think he's going to start digressing soon. So I'm trying to get a contract extension, maybe trade him. We'll see about that. I have no problems pulling out if I need to. We'll see how this year progresses, really. Next player is AJ McCarron. Apologies. This is his stats as I pull him up. I don't think he's the answer for us, really. We'll probably draft a QB this round, so that's something to look forward to in the draft. I've done a little bit of scouting. I don't want to show that because it allows other people not to have to do it in our league, and this is a competitive league. There's his stats for the first 3 games. Thrown more in his career. He's thrown more interceptions, touchdowns, which is not good. He's played for 5 years now, so he's got good playing time in 4 to 5. So not too good there. We'll get right into training, and we will continue to talk about new players and the direction I want to go in, but we'll get some training in the background here. While I do that, pull that up in the loading screens. Of course, Nix is one of our focus players, along with a QB and our left outside linebacker, who are all rookies this year, of course. So as this is loading, we will talk about some of the direction I'm going into. I definitely want to attack the corner position in this draft because we're missing that lockdown corner there. Let me just quickly check the sound quality of this. Test. Testing, testing. I'm just waiting for this to catch up to test. That's weird. Don't tell me all that was wasted. No. That was good. I felt good about that. Unless I'm just missing something. Wait, I can kind of hear my voice. I'm not sure if this can hear me or not, unfortunately. As I try to figure that out, we'll go there. Oh no, it can hear me. I just gotta see if it can hear me any good or not. Okay, it sounds quiet, so let me up that. Alright. Alright. Okay, that's probably better. Now I can continue on. I hope you guys can hear that first part. If not, I apologize. So, let me just recap what I've said so far. This is the XCFL creation online CFM mode, and I read the wrong key there. Let's go through this is training. This is one of those creation leagues where everyone can own. I'm not paying attention. Yeah, I can re-upload that if I need to. Okay, I don't know what it wants me to do here. This music is so loud though. Third of the A receiver. Okay. So I did the first times, but oh, I remember. Okay, that's fine. Oh, Hewitt with the moves. All right. I don't feel like McCarron is the answer here for this team. He should be at that level where he should be able to perform now. So I can trade him to a QB. I can't trade until 7 games in due to the rules of the XCFL. Scanner's been a big part of this offense too for some strange reason. Eifert, of course, a beast on this D, on this O. Just an absolute stud here. Gold medal there. That's good. Game in 20 minutes. So I'm keeping him on a short leash because I feel still like this is a good team, and with an aging team, I want to try to make a run. I mean, we've lost our first 4, so we're not making a run yet. But if we can turn it around, I'm definitely starting Tyrod because he has that ability. He's better, is what I'm saying. I'm trying to start Tyrod so I can get him up a little. I'm not tired. McCarron to get him that experience because I want him to be better and be more appealing to a trade. If that makes sense, maybe include him in for like a 3rd or 2nd round pick there. Because I didn't get, like, it didn't cost me anything to get him. He came with the team, and he's definitely not the answer for the team. And he could be a very good backup, and people are always looking for backup QBs. Also, a side note, I could the Bengals can save $7 million cap space by cutting Tyrod, and we have a third QB on the roster. So we can do pretty good by cutting him and just having our backup QB. But I wish I could trade with him though. Ooh, a nice swat there. By perfect. Oh shoot. Oh well. Okay. So Tyron might be a cut option. But I mean, I can't trade him. There's no really reason to cut him unless I want to save that cap space. But I'm not really in a big cap predicament next year, and it's not going to affect me next year no matter what I do. So unless someone really good gets cut, he's not a casualty. If I was able to make trades, he would be. So that almost gets picked off. That's basically the state of the franchise right now, as the Panthers would say. Oh, they make the first down there. Let's zone defense here in the end zone. There's been some good quarterback, some good draftable quarterbacks in that first round. Also, corner position in need. I've heard that they're looking into acquiring another first-round pick during this offseason, trying to tackle both, as there are not too many first-round corners in this draft. That was an awful decision by McCarron. He could have walked it in and he chucked it. That was a poor decision. Now, I feel like they're required to throw it in the situation because of the drill, but just a poor decision. As picked off by Jackson the Third, who I believe is our rookie, so that's good. I've just taken over this team on Monday, so it's hard to know who's who. I know the two big name first rounder picks, Morgan from last year, and Nix from this year. There's also two great hype videos if you haven't seen them yet. They're on my channel. It's a pretty. Those are hype videos if I've ever seen them. Took me quite a while to make those, so go check those out. As I plug my own things. I apologize. That's on me. So as we sit here through practice talking about, unfortunately I don't have any viewers, so I can ask our questions currently, but I know this is a bit strange for my channel, mostly being a Gmod Star Wars RP, and I know this might not appeal to my larger fan base, but it's something I'm interested in. I'm like, why don't I record it? It's something I feel I enjoy, so I'm just going to roll with it. And I feel like if I simmed this, I would have got the same result. But we got 15 minutes till game time. Kill some time here. My prediction for this game, Steelers 33, Bengals 18. That's my guess. Our offense had trouble getting going, and our defense hasn't stopped it. Can't stop like a fall breeze or whatever the saying is. Hold off on your teammates there, man. Vontaze. I mean, Vontaze does have some control problems, as we all know. He's a little bit out there, but he's a good leader for this team. He's really stepped up in a big way from going undrafted 5 years ago. So he knows the journey. Oh, silver. As we move on here, let's get some gameplay in, get some practice, playing some defense. Some good XP for our QBs and all three of them there. Defense will be a huge thing. Defense and offensive line are our big targets in this upcoming draft. Let's see if there's anybody I can try to bring in here. I don't need another QB. Let's look at that left guard position. Trey Hopkins and Cleet Goodwin there. I can bring in Lane Taylor, but it's not that much of an upgrade, and we're a young team. Now, it's not an awful depth signing. It's an idea, okay. I gotta move fast, because people sign quickly. And I need a second linebacker. Nickerson is a 71 overall. I could bring in Hardy. A young guy, but I'd have to cut somebody, and I really like where my team is at. I feel like it's got a future where I'm at. I just don't want to cut anybody. It's hard to find people to cut. I guess I could cut my third running back and have Hewitt take over that third. When Mixon comes back, I'll consider cutting one of those guys, and I'll show you my practice squad quickly. I'm liking it. Ewing, I think, is a great player. Porter was a draft pick, if I'm not mistaken. Glass is solid as well. There's no cornerbacks in the free agent market right now that are young. As we move on here. Oh, shoot, that's good stuff. Alright. Okay, let's fix this. It seems like the team's taking the field to do a offensive walkthrough. So as that here we go. And I will not be providing commentary. I'll leave it in the hands of our trusted advisors. Commentators, I mean. My apologies. Just a quick walkthrough of the plays while we continue on our for this game. That'll take place in 5 minutes. The home games, and they're at their practice facility. Spinard is fired up. He wants to break the 100-yard mark in this game. McCarron looks ready after a shot to Terrell Pryor. Eifert in motion. It's a quick read to Eifert. Some slide protection by the O-line there as Bernard runs into him. AJ Green getting involved. Touch pass out to Eifert. He's getting ready. And that'll end it for this walkthrough as I run for you a few quick plays. So as we go for this matchup, quickly move it to the screen. The game will start soon. Kickoff is in 4 minutes, supposedly. Let me get some background. Coach Manning, he's from the College of Shortcrest University. Um, Led them to a 30-25 record, despite taking the team from its beginning season, inaugural season, all the way to a bowl game. He expressed interest in the opening, was soon hired just a few days after. Um, Game in his career, took over the day of the first game for the Bengals, and they lost. Unexperienced with the team and the system, it was kind of expected. There's notifications. Okay. Bengals hoping for their first win of the season, following a 4-12 season last season before some pretty successful seasons beforehand. It's kind of been downhill for the Bengals, though, missing the playoffs in 2016, 2017, 2018, and hopefully not 2019, but only around 6 teams have ever been in the playoffs after an 0-3 start, and it drops down to 2 after an 0-4 start, I believe. Alright, we're a little delayed, but that's okay. The other user is logging in now. He's also the commissioner, so I can't be mad. Guy's known for using strange uniforms, so we'll see if that happens again in this game. But I doubt it. He used strange. He used like 1960s uniforms in the Super Bowl of season 9. This is season 11. Just one more quick note. I will not be announcing during this. I will leave it to the in-game announcers to do that. I'm going to be busy playing, focusing. Thank you for watching.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. The second meeting of the year on tap here between these two fierce AFC rivals. These teams know each other very well. Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. This is Madden 18 on EA Sports. We've got a good division rivalry coming up here in the AFC. And these two teams have met once already, so they are more than familiar with one another's tendencies. going up against the Bengals.
Larry, we are in the place the folks here call the Jungle, and that's Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Here's A.J. McCarron. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially as pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Now first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Calling a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. He'll take this up to about the 37. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
McCarron out of throw. Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, it was 3rd down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. Now McCarron throwing on 2nd. And this one is incomplete. Giovanni Bernard, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And it'll bring up 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Shows the agility. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and And they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. A gain of 6 there on first.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way, work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Second down now after the pass completion. Now McCarron. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Bud Dupree leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. McCarron following the sack. He leads his guys up on 3rd and long. There's McCarron to throw. Looking for tight end Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Carlos Dunlap in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. McCarron. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Now, Bengals on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Throwing now is McCarron. He finds Ross, right side, it's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Second down now after the incompletion. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of one, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. And they'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And they were in field goal range the last time out but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals. Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Here's Bernard. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Getting the sense Charles are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now out come the Steelers. This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Calling a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
second down, here's Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. On first and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And that's complete to Jesse James. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards. Roethlisberger. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
First carry for James Conner. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a second and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking.
What happened? It just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
This forward only to about the 42-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. Second and 8.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
On second down, here's McCarron. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
McCarron now on first down. On the screen, Bernard. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
The handoff as they run the counter play. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive And when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
Now, the Bengals on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. A.J. McCarron looking to throw. He drops it off for Bernard. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on 2nd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is really laid out that time. Knocked flat on his back at the 23.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
Now, Bengals on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw, McCarron. He's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And Hopkins' kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
Think of what it's like now on the sideline because when you score a touchdown, look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Roethlisberger will hand the counter. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son, and then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. Takes his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
After the eye, Karen. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Now it falls on McCarron to get his guys to the line quickly.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Oh, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his second there.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him, they've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. And they give this time to the tailback. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what?
Heavy rush, and down he goes.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's James. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Here's Connor. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. He gets it to Brown, complete. Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. It's good, and it's 21-10. Boswell on now to kick this one away. defense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. I'm ready now for 2nd and 9. Working from the gun here, McCarron. Throw left side, complete to Ross. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now here's McCarron on 3rd. Gets it to his running back, Bernard. The 30, past the 20. And they'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Giovanni Bernard, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Bengals able to get this back within a touchdown. McCarron now to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Brown. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Every team in the league always wants explosive plays, breakout plays, and even more so when it's your horse who's had a tough time during the game.
Yeah, not that great in the first half. Maybe he can recalibrate here in the 3rd and then carry that over to the 4th.
I like that. Recalibrate. Strong.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. Over the middle here to Brown. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. A good pickup there, a 22. Charles, you think Big Ben is happy to have Antonio Brown on the other side of his passes?
You know he is, but he also expects it. This is how their offense runs best. When those two get together, especially early, and continue to do it throughout the game, the end result is the one that we're seeing right now. They're ahead on the board.
It has been early and often. Now it's Connor. And a nice pickup there, so take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Again, it's Connor. And they'll get him down here about the 5-yard line. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football, but these short runs, they still because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Roethlisberger will throw. Oh, It's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's fourth down.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. So give him 3 there. A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach, but it kept the offense out of the end zone.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Back now in Cincinnati. Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, it's McCarron. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Now Austin uses the spin. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football. But they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. But what she meant is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. It goes as a gain of 8. It moves the chains. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd down. Roethlisberger. Over the middle, complete. It's James. And he's brought down. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another 1st down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this. They describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting mugged all over the field and getting pushed down it.
They run with Connor. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. Run blitz there defensively. Something to see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover.
And it's caught. It's Brown. Touchdown Steelers. Antonio Brown with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And through. Boswell on now to kick this one away. The at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Bengals getting set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
There's something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 23 yards on the play. Fresh set of downs here. Shotgun snap from McCarron. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
McCarron launches a screen pass. That's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer, or you...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at about the 31, and they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
The drive will start with Connor. And able to use his blockers to get this over the 40. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 4. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. 10. Connor. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. And again this time to the tailback. And caught up. Bengals have recovered it.
Well, I'm guessing that on the sidelines there might be a few words said about that mistake there, but I don't think it's going to hurt them in the long run. They're still going to get out of here with a win.
Yeah, they got the two-score cushion, but you know what coaches say, Charles? Finish strong.
Finish the game out the way it's supposed to be played. In fact, coaches might be secretly happy. Give them a chance to do a little extra coaching next week.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And some space here.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
They run the counter now on first down. And that is what you call a hit stick. Put down to the ground hard. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaunt. Watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Cincinnati.
Alright, that's the end of that.